A father and his two teenage daughters find themselves hunted by a massive rogue lion intent on proving that the savannah has but one apex predator. The movie starts with poachers in a South African reserve who came to kill and traffic lions for their benefit. They see a group of lions feasting on a zebra and shoot, but one of the poachers discovers strange movement, and another hears his partner screaming and sees him bleeding. He steps into one of his traps, and the lion rips his head off. We are introduced to the protagonists, Dr. Nate Samuels and his daughters, Meredith and Nora, who are on a trip to a South African reserve. When they arrive, they meet Martin, one of Nate's old friends. Martin drives them to where they will lodge, and explains that he had to become an enforcer for the reserve to drive poachers who belittles their wildlife. Meredith is in awe when she learns that it is her mother's village. Martin tells her that he first met her late mother there. At the compound, Martin shows them around and tells them that there is no Wi-Fi password, but there's enough to explore outside. Nate shows them the pictures their mom took of the wildlife. They have a family dinner together, and Martin takes an interest in Meredith's photography. Nate is not comfortable with the fact that she would neglect medicine for photography. Meredith tells Nate that the problem is that he barely paid attention to her photography the way he did to her mother before she died. Nate explains that they mutually separated and she got sick. Meredith and Nora both leave the table. Nate confides in Martin his guilt over being distant following his and his wife's separation, after which she developed terminal cancer. He explains that the trip is to reconnect with his daughters. The next day, Martin and the family tour the reserve's restricted areas. Martin shows them a local lion pride and explains that the female lions hunt and the males protect their pride. Martin comes closer as the male lions embrace him. He plays tug-of-war with them and notices that one is injured. Martin thinks it might be poachers and suggests they check a nearby Tsonga community to ask if anyone saw what happened. They see the village empty and they all call out for people, but nobody answers. Martin tells Nate not to allow them to come in and see the mess. The villagers have been murdered in cold blood. Martin thinks it's a rogue lion, but he admits that it doesn't make any sense. Nora is missing as they rush to check for her. Nate hears her scream and immediately takes off to meet her. She shows Nate the scene. They rush to the van. We see Martin's trying to make a call for help, but there is poor network coverage. Martins immediately stops as he sees a man from the village. He tells Nate to help the man stop the bleeding as he goes to check what is out there. Nate is unable to save him. Martin is armed and wandering around the stream looking for the predator. It sneaks up on him and he shoots. Nate goes to check for him. He sees the lion and starts running for his dear life. He immediately gets into the car as the lion bumps into the car and cracks the glass. The lion climbs on top of the car, determined to get them. Nate tells Meredith to take the wheel, but she speeds and crashes into a tree, stranding them. The truck refuses to start. They are scared and confused on what to do when they hear the radio. It's Martin. He tells them that the lion gave him a big scratch and he is going to pass out from excess bleeding. Nate tells Martin to heat a knife in the fire and insert it in his skin. Martin shouts in pain. Nate hears the sound and tells him that he is coming to get him. He says the lion is using him as bait to lure the others out. As the radio is out of range to contact help, Nate assembles a tranquilizer rifle. It seems Nate was injured by the lion when Meredith was driving. He steps out of the car to see if he could take a peek of where Martin is. Meredith, in her ignorance, gets out of the car to search for Martin. Nora immediately spots the lion and alerts them. He shoots one tranquilizer and misses. The lion knocks him down from the top of the car. He quickly gets under the car, but the lion struggles to get him. It seems like the lion is possessed as it has the strength of two lions, almost lifting the car from the underneath. Nate sees the gun and tries to grab it. The lion reacts, trying to attack. Meanwhile, Meredith has reached Martin's location in order to help him. Nora sticks the dart on the lion's behind. She brings Martin's back to the car. Nate treats his injury and lets him sleep. It seems like the lion is still standing strong, as the tranquilizer is supposed to keep it out for hours. As night falls, the now recovering Martin speculates that the lion went rogue after poachers killed its pride. Nate dozes off, but wakes up and discovers that Meredith and Nora are not in the car. As he tries to open the door, he turns on the headlights and sees them standing in front as the lion devours them. He wakes up from his terrible nightmare. Soon after, the poachers arrive, the same ones that killed the rogue's pride at the beginning. Nate offers to pay them to get out of there. The poachers initially agree to transport the group to the village in exchange for payment. Tensions rise after the poachers spot Martin, an avid anti-poacher, inside the car. The lion attacks and scatters the poachers, killing most of them. Nate goes to the poacher's truck to see if he can ride out. He is disappointed to find that the keys are not in the truck and infers that the person with the keys is not far away and he has to look for him, because it is the only way they can get out of there. Nate wanders around until he sees the lion. He climbs a tree to escape the sight of the lion. While in the tree, a snake almost attacks him, but he catches it and throws it at the lion. Subscribe if you believe the lion is Uncle Scar from The Lion King.
I killed Mufasa.
Nate moves slowly in the water, trying to avoid the lion at all costs. The girls are worried about their father because they are not getting a response. They start blowing the horn. Nate gets out of the water and sees the truck driver gasping for breath. He removes the keys from the driver's body. Meanwhile, the lion is trying to attack them in the car. Martin holds the lion, telling the girls to get out as the vehicle lands in a ditch, resulting in a fuel leak. The lion shows initial pain as it limps, but it quickly overcomes it and tries to attack Martin. Martin lights it up, killing himself and believing that he has killed the lion. It seems that the lion has bruised Meredith. She is in pain. Nate starts the truck and races away with the girls. He carries Meredith to an abandoned schoolhouse that the poachers used as their base. Nate treats Meredith's wound and then forages for water all around the place. The girls sight the lion and immediately sneak from one point of the school to the other. Nate sees the lion and shoots real bullets, scaring the lion off. He tells the girls to stay within closed doors and promises to return after subduing the lion. He lures the lion into an open field where the local pride lions were. He battles with it, giving numerous stabs with his knife, but it does not compare to the number of bites and scratches that the lion renders. The fight went on and on, with the lion giving dangerous death bites, until the other lions interfered and attacked, ultimately killing the rogue lion. Nate passes out. Awaking in a hospital, while recovering, Nate tells his daughters he loves them. They tell him how brave he was and how he protected them. He admits that he is proud of them. Sometime later, the three return to the reserve, this time as a united family, and recreate the photo Nate's late wife took of herself next to her favorite tree. The end. Please like and subscribe to ProRecap to watch more videos like this. See you next time.